There is a drug epidemic happening here in America. Our fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, nieces, and nephews are dying each and every day. Enough is enough. It's time to fight back. Welcome. You are now about to witness the beginnings of the underground church in America. Our government has been infiltrated with Luciferians, and our cities have been infiltrated with madness. They want our heads. They want our silence. This is our response in Christian resistance. We are a select few of Christian soldiers, and we need to know, are you down? And now, for the minister.
Super Soldier.
Welcome back. It's been a minute. I want to welcome all the new subscribers. I've noticed the count going up here. I can't let my foot off the gas now, though, right? You know what I'm saying? Especially because it's exciting times, really. We had a few things go down. The comments I've been hearing on the Rittenhouse, verdict and whatnot, and some people accuse him of being a vigilante, right? Well, Rittenhouse really wasn't a vigilante, you know what I'm saying? He was more like a Boy Scout, more like a Boy Scout. A vigilante is like Charles Bronson in the Death Wish movies, okay? Now that's a vigilante, okay? And, it made me go back and I don't know if it was like early 80s, maybe even like the 70s, those movies, the Death Wish movies, came out. And it was about a vigilante that Charles Bronson played in that part, right? And a lot of you remember it, right? And so, and if you haven't heard about them or you haven't seen them, man, there's some good movies. You got to go check them out, okay? The Death Wish 1, 2, 3. I don't know. There was quite a bit of them. There was quite a bit of them, and they were. I mean, they were really like good, but he got some vigilante justice on some people, and so what does that stem from? What does vigilantism stem from, right? And what it was that it was lawlessness. It stemmed from the lawlessness. Okay, so that's what happens when you defund police. And people feel that there's not a justice, and so what they end up doing is taking justice into their own hands. And that's what the movie, basically was about. It was about a man not finding justice and seeing the gangs running rampant, kind of like we see in San Francisco and the Bay Area, and how we've been seeing here lately. We've been seeing a lot of people going to the stores, right? And they're just taking stuff, and at first it was like homeless people, and they thought, oh man, well, they're homeless, they need some stuff, right? But now you see people going in there in mass, like high dollar stores, and they've been going to dispensaries, right? In mass, 50, 60 people, and it's not because they're getting stuff to survive, right? They're getting stuff because they want to try to make a profit, and then where it goes from there is it goes from wanting to, going in and invading stores to, just all out criminals, all out just doing whatever, what I'm saying? Because they know that there's not enough police, to do anything when there's that many people, committing crime, and there's safety in numbers when committing crime, right? Because you think about it, the police can't get us all, is what they think, and so then going back to the Death Wish movies, right? Well, they miss with the wrong person. They miss with the wrong person, you know. And there's a lot of people here, like, you know, that are just fed up with the crime, you know, like veterans and, you know, some people that are just like really super sane people, right? But it's something that happens to their family members, as in the movie, you know, and it pushes them over the edge. And, well, it's not pretty, right? It's really not pretty. It reminds me of one of the Charles Bronson movie, you know, the same Death Wish movies, you know, where he bust a ring of traffickers, traffickers, right? You could fill in the blank, right? That have to do with minors, right? And what he does to them is absolutely not pretty, you know. But you know, he exact justice on them, right? You know, on them, which seemed fit to him. But man, it was gruesome. It was really gruesome, you know. And you know, as the U.S. turns to lawlessness, you're gonna see this type of vigilantism, you know. And when they started calling Rittenhouse vigilante, I say, you ain't seen vigilantes. Pop on some old VHS, right? If they still have them, Death Wish movies, and then you'll see vigilantism. You know, don't go throwing around that word, you know, unless you watch some Death Wish, okay? You know, then you could go around talking about that, you know. And that's where I see it going. I mean, that's just what it's gonna do. You know, that's just what happens. You know, when the police are overran, when the police, when people defund the blue, don't back the blue. You know, and I understand that. You know, here lately, you know, with the, you know, the George Floyds and the Aubrey and all these other, you know. And some of them were justified, and then some of them were absolutely not justified, you know. And I understand that there's a problem in America, you know, but you got to call it how you see it, you know. You got to call it how you see it, you know. And for the most part, you know, they're out to help. The police are out to help, you know. And what's interesting in those Death Wish movies was they kind of know who the guy was, you know, but with the vigilantism was much needed and was actually cheered on by the very poor people that were living in those communities that were getting exploited by the gangs, by the gang members, and by, you know, and their families were affected. And, you know, they were hush-hush about the people that were committing the vigilantism, right? The Charles Bronson character that was committing, they were just hush. They would actually clap and cheer sometimes, you know. And the police would kind of knew who it was, you know, kind of, but like decided to look the other way, you know. And I'm just wondering of how much of that's going to be going on, you know, as the country progresses into more and more lawlessness, you know. Now, having said that, I wish we could all get along, you know. I don't wish anybody should get harmed. I'm wishing that this gets all turned around and we start to love one another, you know. But ain't nobody trying to hear any of that, you know. They turn it off once they hear that, you know. Ain't nobody trying to hear none of that. And you know, we're heading down a path of destruction, and we're heading down a path of Charles Bronson type vigilantism.